to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children. Black Friday doorbusters mean big savings at Lowe's. It's your chance to support Blackstone 22-inch two-room advanced wheel for just $300. That's a savings of $80. And save $800 on a Whirlpool side-by-side stainless steel refrigerator with 16 gallon. Now just $899. See it online. Give Blackstone some benefits to save $400.
Dozens of vehicles. Falsely imprisoned at a stoplight. This vehicle is taking off at an extremely low rate compared to the other vehicles in the passing lane. Now I'm completely boxed in below the speed limit. Now this vehicle that was just going really slow is now trying to chase me, following and attempting to stage a rear-end accident, and I'm being chased down by a SUV. These vehicles are all speed off of the road to the left. Now the whole road is speeding to try to maintain with my speed to stage accidents. These vehicles ahead of me are going 60 and a 45. They formed a roadblock. This is Thanksgiving night. That's the vehicle that started chasing me there. And then one up ahead of me formed a roadblock and sped to stalk my vehicle. Impeded at a green light. They do this all day, every day. Every single time I'm on the road, they try to crash my vehicle. They fail, they get upset, and then they just try to pit maneuver me, apparently. Now this vehicle is changing lanes with me, rodding brakes, following and impeding me, harassed me 3 times in a matter of 15 seconds. I've been rear-ended nearly 10 times since this started, and just less than a week ago, a vehicle attempted to pit maneuver me. Yeah. And this has gone on from here in Florida. It started in Pennsylvania. I moved out west. It continued. They stalked me all the way there. I moved all the way down here now, and it's continuing. Vehicles racing me on the left. There's no cops, and there's these swarms of vehicles that are out staging accidents, and it's pretty evident what's going on. inching towards my left of my lane, trying to stage an accident while boxing me in with another. There's about a dozen vehicles behind me. Like right now, this is Thanksgiving night. I'm looking over. There's two. It's an elderly couple. They're in their 70s, 80s. A very wealthy family. Why would two grandparents, retired grandparents, be out on the road right now? It just doesn't make any sense. Like take a look. It makes absolutely no sense. Why would these people be out on the roadways at 7:40 at night on a Thanksgiving night? It's makes absolutely no sense. This vehicle is trying to maintain speed with me. Now there's about approximately 24 vehicles up ahead riding brakes at a green light. I mean, this is what I deal with. Well, it just turned red. They definitely were. They stopped at a green light. From what I could see back there, about a quarter mile away. So that tells me, following 5 years of experience with these drivers, that these are in fact drivers that are out to stage accidents, specifically on me. I'm sure there's others, but and now I'm boxed in. This vehicle's pushing up in the center. It just came over to maintain speeds right next to me. It had no intentions of moving on. As soon as I spoke about it, it moved along, which happens quite often. I've taken recordings in the past and kind of just deleted them. But as soon as I speak about what they're doing, they'll just take off. There's a roadblock here. This vehicle beside me is making it really hard to change lanes safely. Now the vehicle this vehicle in front of me now is now trying to pace me. There is a vehicle up ahead now that like all the vehicles are now pacing my speed. They're trying to basically fool me into believing that it's safe. It's safe. They continuously try to make me think it's safe, but then they have a vehicle up ahead, like this guy here. He just hit the line, basically, and they're running brake lights. Like a whole swarm of vehicles are up here. Like this guy changes lanes and just in the middle, just as I'm about to come up, forcing me to change my speed. And then whenever I change my speed, the vehicle behind me goes blowing its horn, and they just want to cause absolute chaos. And then they have a better chance of staging accidents. So when adrenaline gets pumping and people don't know how to deal with it, I mean, imagine this being done to some new driver that has no experience with these people, and they come up and they just start shark tanking them is how I think about it. Like they're just being obviously really aggressive. They start just like everybody's working against one person, and like a young driver is gonna lose their cool and they're gonna smash into something, and then that's probably what happens quite often. I'm being brake checked for some reason, absolutely no reason. These vehicles started making lane changes like within like 15 feet of the stoplight, and whenever I see that, I know for sure like it's them, without a doubt. Like they're up to something. They do this all the time. So now they've more than likely formulated a plan. They've got a certain person they want crashed, and that's the person that's probably right in front of me. And now they're probably going to try to box me in and run brake lights. And yeah. And this is Thanksgiving night. Once again. Came over from the number 3 lane and is trying to maintain my speed behind me, and once again, yeah, it's maintaining its speed at a little bit of a distance, but typically they're consistently trying to maintain in my blind spot so that when a car flicks out like that one just did, then I have nowhere to escape, and they do this all the time. But if it wasn't for my 5 years of experience with them, I'd be pretty much toast. And my commercial driving experience helps a lot, but here we are again. 24 vehicles. Now the vehicle up ahead is going slower than everybody else, the one that's directly in front of me. And yeah, as soon as I spoke about them, the center lane slowed down a little bit, and then it didn't look so awkward. But they consistently drive awkwardly, absolutely awkwardly. It's like they're a group, and it's clear as day. To a professionally trained driver, it's clear as day. Petted. I'm just stuck here in traffic. And these people have already proven that they're dangerous, and they just block me in traffic, hold me up at lights. How do I know that they're not going to just change the game and decide to shoot me any day? They're consistently blocking me in traffic. They're proven violent. Up ahead of me started riding brakes for no reason. Now it's inching towards my lane for some reason, and the reason is to either get a side swipe or push me off of the road. And this is every single time I'm on the road. They're tracking my geolocation 100% without a doubt. Once again, I'm impeded at the light. This is the third time in 5 minutes. It's not a coincidence. ahead is changing its speed. It now it's trying to form a rope, like it's boxing me in with the vehicle in my blind spot. And now that I'm taking off, it's taking off too. It's racing me, forcing me to drive like a motorcycle is trained to, and speed up before you change lanes. Now I'm boxed in again. So I was just boxed in back there. I take off to get away from a threat, and I'm in another situation where I'm boxed in into another threat. And this is just, they just do this all day. It's like, this is 100% what they're intending to do is completely harass until somebody loses their patience and just says, hey, you know what? I'm gonna run to the back of this vehicle because I was just harassed by 25 different people within 5 minutes. I'm being impeded. They blocked me in. I'm going below the speed limit. There's like nowhere to go, and I'm 100% sure that they're trying to crash my vehicle. Ahead on the left is racing me to the light. I mean, look at all the vehicles in the oncoming lane. There's there's one officer over there. It looks like, maybe, but that's nearly 24 vehicles on a Thanksgiving night. We're talking 8 minutes till 8, and there's no reason for all those vehicles to be out here. I mean, there should be a very small fraction of those vehicles. And then you look at me, behind me, I have a whole nother dozen. There's like a whole nother dozen out here. There's just so many vehicles on the road. There's so many vehicles on the road, and there's just absolutely no way that there should be this many vehicles on the roadways on Thanksgiving night. driving aggressively or I'm breaking some laws, but rest assured, before this started, somewhere between 2019 and 2020, there was I had no infractions. I had no moving violations whatsoever. Now, it's proven that I can drive fully according to the law, but these vehicles absolutely make it very, very tough. Like right now, I'm being impeded up ahead. Everybody's holding their brake lights at a green light. Most of them let off. Like this is absolutely nonstop. They'll study my eating habits, so they know whenever I'm more irritable. They'll study my sleep habits. They'll know whenever I'm short on sleep, and then they'll come out and they'll be just more aggressive than they are, and it's absolutely ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Once again, impeded. There's the vehicle that's just driving in my blind spot for some reason, and the reason is for sure to box me in and stage accidents. Roadblock. Now everybody's going to slow down all at once. This is what they do. Whenever I come up behind them and I'm like adjusting my speed to theirs, they consistently slow theirs down again. So it's like they're making every single aspect of my driving on the roadways as unsafe as possible. Absolutely as unsafe as possible. And it's solely because they're tracking my geolocation, and they send out swarms of vehicles to block me in and stage accidents. This person's just going to ride its brakes to see if I'm going to run into the back of it. This person obviously has a driver's license, so they know that I was going pretty fast there compared to their speed, and then they switch over to my lane trying to stage a rear end accident. Absolutely